Okay. So still we have created with the invoice creation, right? So you created with invoice creation, huh?
We did invoice creation and posting.
Posting, and we have to verify it in general ledger also, right?
Yes.
So again we will check the invoice. So invoice we have created manually, right? So here also we have one more option to create an invoice through spreadsheet. We have option, right? Before that, let me create invoice and let me show you something here. So which supplier we have to keep?
Yes.
So we took it as an advanced card, right? So the invoice number is SEJ. MA1. Okay. I will make it as 100. Okay. Here it will show you as a disk. I will check it from immediate. Okay. So if you are checking here in down, we are able to see one more line which is called a distribution, right? Here each time we are giving some values here, distribution combination, right? So if there is a user, so the user will not give it each time, he cannot remember the exact combination, right? So for that, what we are doing is it's like a default. They will use some of the combination, right? For that, just we have to create a distribution set. Okay. So either it's like if you're checking the line, either distribution set or distribution combination is a mandatory. Okay. It's like if you are giving either of one, okay, it will allow you to go further. Okay. So if I see, if I'm giving some distribution set here, okay. So utilities, see. So this is got grayed out. That means either distribution set or distribution combination we have to give. Okay. Either one of the field is a mandatory here. Okay. So here, what we are going to do is we are going to create our own distribution set. Okay. Go to the setup and maintenance page. Finance. Okay. Manage. If you are able to see the manage distribution set, right? And click on the manage distribution set. So it is under payables. Okay, under the payables we have a manage distribution set. So if you click on the distribution set, so whatever we see in there, right? So those distribution set will be here. So I'm going to create one more distribution set for your reference. Okay. So instead of typing each and every time, I'm going to creating a one distribution set. Okay. Okay. Master data. So it's like which BU we are using it? US1, BU1, right?
Yes.
MA test distribution. Okay. I'm just giving a description. So the total person I'm giving is 100%. Okay. So if you want to inactive from Sunday, you may inactive that one, but I don't want to inactivate. So here you're able to see that select 0 amount for the manually during the invoice entry, select 100% use the percentage of distribution amount. Okay, that means whatever may be the amount we are giving in the header. So for the whole amount, it's going for this distribution level. Yeah, I'm not splitting into it. Okay, only one distribution. I'm putting as a 100%. Okay, let me create a distribution set details. So only one line. So distribution, I make it as a 100%. Either you make it as a 50%, and you can create one more line. Another 50% also you can create it. Okay. Description, I'm giving as description 1. So here I can choose my combination here. Okay. Let me try to create a combination. So each and every time, if I'm choosing this utility, so this distribution set, this defaulted to this distribution combination. Okay, I'm giving as a 100% here. Let me try to give a 50%. Okay, you can try with the 50%, and you can try with 100% also. Okay, I'm trying with distribution 2. I'm giving us some more account which is for 21 20. I'm giving some other account, short-term term deposit or something. So I'm just click on save. Let me see it or not. So I have saved it. So you're able to see your MAT is distribution, right? Which you created for your user, your particular users. Okay, let me cancel it. Let me create one more. Let me create an invoice again. Okay, so I'm going with US one. The supplier is Advanced Car. Invoice number is NINAMA. Amount I'm giving as 100 rupees. Okay, so when we come here, your distribution is showing it, right? So which we created there. So no need to enter it here. So it is given with this distribution. Okay. So the amount I given as 100. Here also I'm just giving as 100. Okay. So if you're checking sure the both are same, let me given validated. That will be attached in the lines, right? So we need to adjust in the header. So it's like a 109.50, right? So 109.50. So now I'm creating, again I'm saving it, I'm trying to validate it. Okay. So that means the distribution set is, you can create by your own. Okay. It's like it depends on you, depends on user. The user said this combination only I'm using it. So I don't want to enter each and every time. For that, you are creating a distribution set for it. So instead of entering it, instead of going into the lookup, just they have to choose their own distribution set so that they can create an invoice. Right. So just I click on save. Let me try to post to ledger. View accounting. Here you are able to see the two different line, right?
Yes.
Why it's a two different line is I have created with the two different line, right? I given a 50% and I given a 50% for some other account, right? So that's the reason I'm able to see the split up here. Here 2 1 100, here 2 1 200. There is a two different split here, right?
Yes.
See short term, which I given there. This is a short term. So this is the another thing, which is payable to bank. So I have split it 50% to 50%. So it's like both the system, it's split it into 50%. If you're giving 100%, you will show only one account here. It will not show these two accounts. Okay.
Should we give 60%?
60 or 40 also here. The amount it will split into 60 and 40%. I given us 100 rupees. That's the reason it's showing us a 50 and 50. If you are giving us 60 and 40, the amount will go to. If it is 1,000, under 1,000, what is the 60% of 1,000? So that will go from that account. What is the 40% of account? That will go to from some other account. If you are giving 100%, it will go from only one account. Okay. So this we have created it. I have accounted it, right? So for accounting it, if I want to multiple invoice, I want to account it. Okay. For which program you will run? I have created 1,000 invoice. Okay. Okay. I want to account it. So now for single invoice, I have to go in here, post to ledger, it will post to the ledger, right? So now I want to account all the 1,000 invoices. Okay, which program you will run, which activity you will do for post to ledger. I have covered in the last class.
Post to tomorrow.
For 1,000, okay. For 1,000 invoice, I want to record, I have to go with the create accounting. I told you, right, which will trigger the concurrent program. Okay. Everything it will post to the ledger. That means you didn't.
Instead of that. If you are deleting means that is not possible. If
it is 1,000 invoice each and everything, I cannot post to the ledger, right? So that's the reason if I'm running this program, it will dump 1,000 totally. It will import to your general ledger. Okay. You are not practicing, man. Find that. So it's like I want to create a invoice through spreadsheet. Okay. Let us check how we are before going to the spreadsheet. So we have one more for okay. Let me check for what calendar we have for. The payables, voice payment option, paymenting, reporting entities, payable options, using bank charge, user defined formulas, accounting rules, accounting methods. So do you know what is in the accounting method? So you know how to create an invoice, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here it is there, but why it's not coming there? So here, in general ledger we have created a calendar, right? Do you remember?
Yes.
It? So the same way, you can create a calendar in the payable also. Okay. So here I'm creating it with the MA payable cal because we cannot type more than that. Okay, that's the reason I'm just giving us cal. Okay. Description I'm creating with the general purpose. So the calendar either it's a weekly or monthly or quarterly. I'm giving us a monthly calendar. That means period per year is 20. If I give a weekly, it will show as a 52, right? If it is a quarter, it will show only the 4. So I'm each and every month I'm opening a period. Okay. The start date also it's like we created it's like 1 year per year. Do you remember it? So whatever the general ledger we are creating a calendar, it's like just we are creating is 1 year before. As of now, I'm just creating for January 2019. Okay, this year. Okay. I have just created it. Okay, let me generate the periods. So I have created for 2019. Okay. So if I want to create a more, add a periods, you can give it. No, I didn't save it. Okay. So how many years you want to extend? If you want to extend for 2 years, you can extend it. That means 2019 is there. So 2020, it got created, right? 2021 also it's created because 2019. So 2 years I'm creating. 2020 and 21 I have created. Okay. So I just have created it. Let me try to save and close this one. So I have created my own calendar, right? And this is a generic error because so where is your account? So this is MA payable cal is your calendar, right? Let me click on save. So you have created a calendar now. Okay. So I told you, right? We can create invoice through your spreadsheet also. I can just click on the spreadsheet. Let me click on OK. This info list you can change. Here it is showing us a 24. You can make it to 1 day, 3 day, 5 day, and the 7 days. It's like a history. It will share the history. That's it. Okay, it's not more than that. So it will show from 24 hours. If you want a more invoice between 3 days or 5 days, just you can click on it. Here it will display in your table format. Okay.
Okay.
So I have. Do you remember what is the username?
Use Linux.
So this is the password. The username is fas01.student. Okay. Let me log in again. So this spreadsheet load we have do it in which one? General ledger journal we have created with the spreadsheet loader, right? The same way we here you can load the invoice. It's like a thousands of invoices you can load it. Okay, so if you're checking here the business unit, you can choose it from there. I'm just going with my US1 business unit. US1 business unit. Okay, the invoice number I'm taking as MA1. Currency I'm making as USD. Invoice amount I'm giving as 100. Invoice date I will be giving as, which invoice date I can give? 17/12/2019. Okay. 17 December 2019. Okay. The supplier name is, you can choose it from your lookup. Right. This is connecting to my application. Okay. From the application, I am just advanced card. So we can go with advanced card, which is a supplier. Click on OK. Okay, I entered with my supplier. Let me check for the supplier side. What is the supplier side we have? If I don't know what is exactly the supplier side, just click on is not blank and click on search. Okay, so I'm able to see one of the supplier, AC US1. I'm giving my supplier side here. Okay, so description, it's like if you want to give a line number, ALC to it's not a mandatory. If you want to give, you can give. So I have given as a 1 and 2 line. Okay, so the same header I'm trying to give as a line number 2. So amount I given as in the header level I'm given as 100 rupees. Okay, in the line I'm giving as, here it's a 50 rupees, here it's a 50 rupees. Okay, so here in that account we have seen the distribution set is a mandatory, right?
Yes.
All right, so here also just I'm checking for the distribution shape. So I'm checking for that, what are all the distributions that we have. I'm able to see the utilities here and click on the utility. Okay, so the second line, okay, I'm going to create one more distribution set. Okay, so I'm just giving to the miscellaneous. So I have given the distribution. Okay, now I want to, after creating the spreadsheet, I want to load it to your machine, right? That means your application, right? So there will be an import process which will be importing a records from this spreadsheet to your application based it. Okay, so let me go and check for where you can find the scheduled process.
Schedule tools, under tools.
Okay, under tools. So you can see the scheduled process, right? So here it is done. Okay, it is done. So I want to import to your application. Just click on save and submit the import invoice. Okay. So that means it will try to submit a program from here for importing it. See, click on OK. First it will validate it. Okay. Is there any error? Is there any data validation error which we are giving here, it will check for it. After that, so it will be source is spreadsheet, right? After that, it will trigger the program. Here, from here itself, we are triggering your that program, import program. Okay, I'm not giving any parameter, just click on submit. Okay, so here you will get the request ID. That means the process ID, you will get it from here. So you are able to see the request ID, right? So click on OK. So we can query it from backend, right? So just I know the process ID. So just I'm clicking on my process ID and searching it. See, the import process is running now. Any doubt? It got completed. Then it will go to which state? After completed, it will go to succeed, right? See, succeeded. It went to succeeded. Okay, we'll check what exactly it is giving the output of. That is on log file. Let me try to open it. Work count received 1, begin import, invoice, current, gather stats, invoice created. See, only one invoice which they have created. Okay.
So per day in company, how many bunch of files need to produce?
What? For?
Bunch of files.
Bunch of files?
How many do you do?
Through spreadsheets, you can maximum do it's like maybe 100 or 200 you can do it. This is for a functional work only, right? So from the legacy system, you will get more. Okay. But if you want to collect anything, 100 or 200 you can load. If you are checking here, it's like 100 will be there. Right? 100 invoice you can load it. Because in production, no one will load more than that. So from legacy system, we can load it. Okay. So you are able to see advanced draft MA1, right? So I have created with a distribution set combination, right? So I'm able to see the report. What exactly the report? This and all, it's like invoice number is, this is a different invoice and different supplier. It picked all, okay, along with it, and it imported to all. This is whatever there in the interface table, it picked all the suppliers and the invoice data. Okay, so ours is valid one, so it imported to our base table. So this and all, it's not a valid one. It's throwing an error, right? Invoice number or this supplier or party already exists. That means already this invoice number is there in the system. Okay, that's the reason it's not allowing to import again. Let me check for that invoice. So let me check it for 7 days, 24 hours. It will be less than 24 hours, right? So this is incompleted one. This is the completed one. Let me check for the incomplete one. Okay, which one we have created? Mama one, right? So just see, you are able to see the same detail which we provided there, right?
Yes.
Is there any hold is there? So this and all the tax for that invoice. Okay. So that's how you can import the invoice from here to your application. Okay. You want to create a multiple invoice. Okay. Still, I can create a multiple invoice from here. I can just copy and paste it. So it will be like you can create 100 of from here. Okay. So through spreadsheet, you can create 100 invoice. Then you can load it to your application. There you can go with create accounting, the bunch of accounting for all your invoice which you created earlier. Right. So this is, we have seen the two different way of creating an invoice. One is from application level, another one is from spreadsheet level. Okay. You can practice it, man, else you will forget everything. Each and every class I'm telling you to practice it, but you are not practicing it. How to practice? You have to practice more. Really, you are saying it's like you are practicing, but I'm not sure whether you are practicing it or not. See, the source is showing as a spreadsheet.
Okay, sir.
Got it? So, and one more thing so 2 invoices I have created. So here one more concept we have. So each month you are giving a rent, right, to your owner. So the rent amount will not change.
Yes.
Right. So the every month is a make it as a 6,000. So every month for my supplier, it's like if you are giving a rent, so the rent amount will be the same for the whole year, right? If there is any adjustment, there is any increment, then it will be for 11 months as per the contract or something. Okay. So the same way here in the supplier also, it will be like the monthly. It will be like a period wise. Okay, the period wise, this much amount I'm having a invoice. So the recurring. So you know what is meant by recurring, right? Recurring deposit or something. So it will be like monthly. It's like a period. Here also we can create a recurring invoice. Here you are able to see on screen, right? So task create recurring invoice. That is also spreadsheet load. Okay. So just click on OK. So here also you are able to see the recurring invoice. That means each month you have to create. This is also same as your invoice creation through spreadsheet. Okay. FAS 01.to that. So if you are checking the field, only there will be some minimal change, but remaining everything is the same as your spreadsheet load, which we have created earlier, right? So click on here, you can get US1. I'm creating with US1 business unit. Say I'm creating as Markesh recurring INV. This is my invoice number. Okay. Invoice amount I'm making as a 5,000. So every month 5,000 I'm giving it. Okay. That means every period I have to create an invoice for a 5,000. Okay. So the supplier name is, let me go with advanced card. Let me check for that sites. Giving us, I don't know what the site we have. So I'm just giving us is blank. That means it will fetch all the site details if they have. Okay. So address is like my supplier has more than one address, right? So if you are ordering in through Flipkart, okay. For billing you can give one address. For selling you can one address. For shipping you can give one different address, right? That's the reason. For supplier also we can create a many address. Okay. So the invoice currency, I make it as a USD. Okay, description I'm giving as recurring invoice description. So here it's showing us a calendar, right? The calendar in the sense which we have created, recently created, the payable we have created some calendar. Do you remember it?
Yes, sir.
What is your calendar name? So MA payable calendar which I have created, right? So click on OK. So depends upon this calendar whether you define it in the weekly or you define it in the monthly. If you define it in the monthly, so each month it will create one invoice. If you define it in the weekly, each week it will create one invoice. Okay, this test also you have to do it. Okay, so from period and to period, from where to when I want to create this recurring invoice.
So mostly yearly as well.
That's why it's like from and to we have, right? So here I'm checking is 2000. Our calendar started from 2018 or 2019. No, calendar started from 2019, I guess, right? So from from February I'm creating it. Okay, from February to I'm creating to December. February to December, I'm creating this recurring invoice. That means each month, our calendar period is monthly, right? So each month it will create an invoice. If our calendar period is a weekly, so each week it will create an invoice. Okay, you can create one more calendar, okay, with weekly and try to create an invoice, recurring invoice, and check how it is. So till November, I'm just clicking that. So February to November, okay, I'm creating this recurring invoice. Because each month is the same supplier, same amount means you don't want to create it like each time, right? So that's the reason it's like we have a concept for this recurring invoice. Okay, so I'm done with all my items. So amount I am giving us, how much amount I given is 5,000. So amount is 5,000. Invoice quantity, not acquired unit description. So here we are able to see where is the distribution set. So this to let me try to import it. We'll see what exactly is giving error. Okay, we try to generate it. We'll see whether it is throwing an error or not. So if you're checking here, there are 10 recurring invoice created. That means we're given a period from February to November, right? So each month it is created. So if it is a weekly, it will be like weekly wise, right? We'll see whether it is. So showing the 10 invoices which is imported, right? Let me check for that invoice. What is the invoice? The WC 17, previously it's showing us as 7, right?
Yes, sir.
Now it's showing us as 17. That means our invoice got created here. See, you're able to see here, right? Our regular invoices, it's starting from 1. So if you're checking, this is our invoice number which gave. So underscore 1 to underscore 10 we have. So if you're checking the date, creation date and last updation date, where is the invoice date? Manage invoice. So how you will validate this one? No idea. I want to validate all the invoice at a time. What you will do? Because each and every time I cannot give a single validation, right?
Yes.
So I want to create a bulk validate of invoice. What you will do? So if you are checking here, see 1 to 2019 one invoice and 3/1 2000. Every month it created invoice. Then I'll be able to see it, right?
Yes, sir.
So that means each month, each period, it's created my invoice, right? If you want to validate a bulk, you can just click on Control Select and you can click a validate here. I have told you something, some other thing other than this. What is that? How to validate your invoice? Here you are able to see the validate invoice. Here also we have one program.
Yes.
Right, this will be like bulk, total bulk. I'm just validating all the invoice, not only the single invoice. Okay, I'm just loading it on. Okay, option I'm choosing as all. So all invoice I'm taking it. So this is not a mandatory. Anyway, you know about the invoice, right? So pay group and supplier. If you know the supplier, you can give. I'm giving as a advanced card, right? Advanced card supplier is our supplier, right? So for this supplier, I'm trying to. If you want to run for single one, you can do it. Okay. So number of parallel process means it will run parallelly. Okay, if there is a more, it will run it parallelly, right? So validate invoice and click on submit. So I have submitted it. Let me check it in my schedule process. Is there any program triggered for because of my submission? You are able to see the validate payable invoice, right? How many we have? So completed. After completed, it's moving to success. Right? Still, it's like running others because I have run a parallel. I given us a 4 parallel, right? That's the reason it's given us a 4 different invoices. Okay. So parallelly it got ran. That means it's showing that program is success. Let me check it. What is the exact status for my invoice? Okay. Manage invoices. My supplier name is Advanced Car. Click on search. In 2 classes, we will complete these payables. Okay. Maybe 2 hours. Huh? Next 2 classes, not this one. In next 2 classes, okay, we can complete this one. It's almost done actually. So only the payment and account receivables and the fixed asset is like a basic that I will cover it. And also let me give you the navigation. But the technical, you might know, you might have some knowledge. Right? Balance sheet is not there. There is come under FRS. There is a different reporting tool. Balance sheet and all. This is functional, right? If you're part of, it's like a technical. In technical, I told you, right? That itself, I told you that will be a 3 different reporting. One is OTP reports, another one is a BA reports, another one is a FRS, and we have one more for a Smart View. The FRS and Smart View is from Hyperion Group. What is the invoice?
Last one, account receivable.
Which one?
Account receivable. After completing the payments.
After account payables, we'll start account receivable.
That's it. Any
Fixed asset. Fixed asset we have.
then
That's it.
that's it. Completed.
General ledger, account payable, account receivables, and the fixed asset. These 4 topics will come under your finance. Right. So, and I will give you the basics class for your technical. Okay. Basic class of your overall the technical overview, and I will give you that what is it? The real time project which we are working, right? So the real time project I will show you how exactly it's working, because it's like theoretical. You have grasped everything, right? And also you have practiced it. That's well and good. And it's like I want to know how exactly the it's going, right? So that thing I will show you later. Let me check for on invoice. Need revalidation. That means why it's showing us a need revalidation means because there is a variance in the header and line. So if you're able to see the holes, right? 4 holes we have to release it. Then only it will be like going forward, because the line amount and the header amount is not matching because of the tax. Right?
Yes, sir.
It picked for all the invoices for validation, but if try to validate it, it's putting on hold. Right? If there is a no error, this invoice status will be there in validated mode. Here it's showing us a need revalidation. That means it's trying to, it's already validated, but there is some errors. You have to go and clear the error so that we can again revalidate it. Okay. So if you are checking sure, it's showing us 440, 475.
475.
which is like a tax. Only the tax we have to pay 475. Right. So in the line amount it's showing as 5,475. The header it's showing only 5,000. That's the reason it's not validating it. So it's not completing it. It's not allowing you to move further. It's put on hold. It's showing that there is
You
a
are giving separate tax amount.
no header it's mismatched, right? So in the line it's showing as 475 is the tax. Okay. So in the line amount, total line amount is 5,475. But in the header you given as only 5,000. Right. That's the reason it's throwing an error. If you make it as a 5,475, click on save and come and check in the down. It will show it's like it's both are matching. Right. So again you need to validate it. If you validate it, it will go for the validated. Again it's going for the new revalidation. Let me check it once. Let me check for what exactly there is some hold on this invoice. Save and close. Cancel. This one only, right? Invoice amount 475. 475. Just click and check what exactly the hold. See, this variance is I have cleared with the amount, right? So that's the reason this hold automatically it got released. Okay, still we have some more error by saying that the invoice amount and the distribution amount is not equal. That means, so we have adjusted with header amount with our line amount, right? So if you're checking here you are able to see one more distribution, right? The distribution is showing us I didn't create any distribution. Why it's showing us error? Any idea? Why? No. Here there is no line at all for the distribution. Why there is no line?
Person exclamation mark is there. Question mark. We need to give tax.
My question is the distribution. If you normally create a invoice, you will be giving a distribution line account, right? So that time you will be it will create one line for your distribution, right? But if I check this invoice, okay, I didn't find the distribution line, right? I didn't find. I have created now. I know the reason why there is no distribution for this invoice. Any idea?
Distribution number.
Now, why there is no distribution? Because its line is created, but when I clicked on the invoice distribution, I don't find any distribution.
You not skip that also. When we are given the distribution.
The thing is, in the Excel sheet, okay, if I come and check here, I didn't provided my distribution set. That's the reason it's not created any distribution. If you're given the distribution set here, okay, and if you go and check the invoice and the lines, there will be a distribution. So depends upon this distribution set, it will create a distribution over there. For my creating invoice, I didn't provide the distribution, right? That's the reason there is no distribution for this. That's the reason it's throwing an error. Okay, so for validating an invoice, okay, the distribution set is a mandatory. Without distribution set, it will not validate. See, now it's showing as a validated. So my header amount and my line amount and my distribution amount both are in sync, right? We are checking here 5,000 for my distribution, right? So from here the line amount also showing as a 5,000. So my line amount and the distribution amount matches, right? So it matches. So the tax is 475 rupees. Okay. So this 5,000 plus 475, so totally 5,475 for my header, right? So the distribution set is mandatory. Okay. So if you want to, right, how to create, how to validate the invoice through this validate invoice, right? So another thing is a create account. That means if I didn't account anything, so just I want to account all the invoices which I created for General ledger, you can go with this create accounting, because each invoice I cannot go on each action and I cannot post to ledger, right? If every invoices is validated, just create this accounting. So all the invoices which is matching for the create accounting parameter, okay, it will post to your ledger. Okay, so you're clear with the create invoice and create invoice spreadsheet and recurring invoice, right? So you're clear with it. So you have to practice it, man. You're not practicing it. You have to practice it more. So this I in the first class itself I told you, this is, they will call it as an influence, right? So tomorrow you can create some invoice and let me know before next class.
Today I will take.
Daily you are saying the same, but you are not.
No, sir.
Someone is who is doing it invoice 001020304. Someone is creating behalf of us. Is it you?
Not.
No, it's 18.3 creation date. No, it's like we have validated, right? That's the reason it's like it picked it and it's tried to validate those. So I can delete the invoice. Whether I can delete the invoice or not.
No, sir.
When I can delete the invoice?
When we are before posting, you will delete them.
Before posting or before validating?
Before validating.
After validating, is it possible to delete the
No.
invoice?
No.
So instead of delete, what I can do?
Because that will not delete it, sir.
And instead of
we have
delete,
the only option of cancel.
instead of delete, I can cancel the invoice. Okay. So if I want to post, okay, let me open the task also for you. So if I want to create a recurring invoice, okay, which screen I can, which task I can create a where I can create a recurring invoice.
Above invoice is first option.
Which option?
Create invoice.
That is a recurring invoice.
Recurring, sir. Second one.
Third one.
Okay.
I have to be a like this. Okay, fine. So if I want to account all the invoices, okay, which program I have to run?
All the invoice. Okay.
I want to account all things to
Accounts
create account.
create account.
Okay, and also, is there any post option or unpost option we have while submitting any accounting? So if I say 100 invoices there, okay, so I don't want to post to general ledger, just I want to draft it. So do we have any option?
Before posting, just
Now I have created a URL. Okay, let me start this one. So we can start in the offline.